Chapter 34 Hall of Merit and Gratitude. You are listening at novelfold.audio. I want to exchange some items with Xuanhuan contribution points. Can you give me an exchange form? Yang Feng said to the Deacon of the Hall of Merit. Can. The Deacon of the Hall of Meritorious Merit glanced at Yang Feng, responded softly, took out a jade slip from the counter, and handed it to Yang Feng. Thank you. Yang Feng thanked him, took the jade slip, let go of his consciousness, and began to read it carefully. There are so many items on the exchange table, densely packed, there are hundreds of thousands of them. Among them are all kinds of martial arts and martial arts, such as alchemy and talisman making, such as jade slips, magical weapons, spiritual weapons, treasure weapons, and even Taoist weapons and other weapons and equipment of various levels, Xuanhuan pill, Lingyuan pill, breaking pill, etc. Various pills such as mirror pills, magic pills, and countless other items. After quickly browsing through the exchange table, Yang Feng had to say with emotion, Xuanhuan is worthy of being one of the 5 major powers in the Xiantian domain, and it really is rich and powerful. After a burst of emotion in his heart, Yang Feng's head started to work rapidly, and he began to think about what items he needed to exchange. After all, although more than 12 billion contribution points are a lot, they don't even have a fraction of a high-grade Taoist weapon. I want to exchange, bottles of Xuanhuan pill, bottles of Lingyuan pill, bottles of magic pill from the 1st to the 7th stage, and, bottles of broken mirror pill. There are, quasi-dharma artifacts Qingfeng sword, low-grade artifacts, middle-grade artifacts, high-grade artifacts, and, top-grade artifacts, 0.50 low-grade spiritual artifacts, 20 middle-grade spiritual artifacts, 10 high-grade spiritual artifacts, 3 top-grade spiritual artifacts, and 500 million low-grade spiritual stones. After Yang Feng pondered for a while, he said to the Deacon of the Hall of Merit. A total of 12 billion contribution points. The Deacon of the Hall of Meritorious Merit made quick calculations, looked at Yang Feng with a look of surprise and said, the Deacon of the Hall of Merit and Merit seriously suspected that Yang Feng was using himself as an excuse. However, before Yang Feng couldn't come up with contribution points, although the Deacon of the Hall of Merit was very skeptical, he didn't dare to open his mouth to mock Yang Feng at will. Okay. Yang Feng responded softly, and handed over his identity token. Seeing Yang Feng's actions, the Deacon of the Hall of Meritorious Merit took Yang Feng's identity token suspiciously, and swiped it on a special device on the counter, drop. Accompanied by a clear reminder, 12 billion sect contribution points were successfully deducted, which shocked the Deacon of Nanning Hall of Merit and Honor, and quickly handed it to Yang Feng respectfully. Junior brother Yang, wait a moment, I will hear you go get the items you exchanged. After finishing speaking, the Deacon of the Hall of Merit quickly turned around and entered a secret room behind him. Not long after, the Deacon of the Hall of Merit and Merit handed a space ring to Yang Feng and said, Junior brother Yang, this is the item you exchanged, please check it out, and if it is confirmed, please press your fingerprint on the instrument. Yang Feng took the interspatial ring, scanned it with his consciousness, and found that the items inside were just right, so he nodded, pressed a fingerprint on the counter instrument, then turned and walked outside the Hall of Merit. My darling. It's really amazing that a mere mana monk has 12 billion sect contribution points. Seeing Yang Feng's leaving back, the Deacon of the Hall of Merit and Honor couldn't help exclaiming softly, and firmly remembered Yang Feng's appearance in his heart. After leaving the Hall of Merit and Merit, Yang Feng used the sword control technique, stepped on the fire crow sword, and came to Xiantian City to find Zhao Hai, the elder of the outer sect. Yang Feng, have you been accepted as a registered disciple by the suzerain? Seeing Yang Feng, Zhao Hai immediately went up to meet him, and asked excitedly. Well, I have been accepted as a registered disciple by the suzerain. This top-grade spiritual weapon is a piece of my heart, please accept it, Elder Zhao. Yang Feng nodded lightly, took out a top-quality spiritual weapon from the space ring, and handed it to Zhao Hai. Yang Feng is a man with clear grievances. Zhao Hai brought his Yang Feng to Xuanhuan, and gave Yang Feng a space ring, which was of great help to Yang Feng. Therefore, after gaining the ability, Yang Feng gave Zhao Hai a top-grade spiritual weapon to repay his kindness. Young Feng, I know that you are talented, have unlimited potential, and will become a great weapon in the future. But I didn't expect you to rise so fast. In just a few months, you have not only been promoted to a mana cultivator, but also an inner disciple of our Xuanhuan sect, and you have also been accepted as a registered disciple by the suzerain. It's totally beyond my imagination, it makes me feel very unbelievable. But no matter what, I'm really happy for you. I hope that you will be brave and diligent on the road ahead, and become a true immortal. You will enjoy immortal blessings forever, and your life will be as long as heaven. As for this superb spiritual weapon, I will accept it with the audacity. Hearing Yang Feng's words, Zhao Hai's eyes flashed with excitement when he saw the top-grade spiritual weapon exuding brilliant aura in his hand, and immediately responded loudly. After finishing speaking, Zhao Hai took the top-grade spiritual weapon from Yang Feng, stretched out his hand to stroke it. His face was full of excitement. Zhao Hai is just an ordinary outer sect elder of Xuanhuan, and the best weapon in his hand is just a top-grade spiritual weapon. It is a very exciting thing for Zhao Hai to have a top-grade spiritual weapon, which is worth celebrating. Old Zhao, congratulations. The white-clothed old man on the side congratulated Zhao Hai with a look of envy. Elder Wang, I have always remembered the kindness you gave me an amulet back then. Please accept this low-grade spirit weapon long sword. It is a little kindness from me. Hearing what the white-clothed old man said, Yang Feng immediately took out a low-grade spiritual weapon long sword from the space ring, and handed it to the white-clothed old man. Then I have the audacity to accept it. Hearing Yang Feng's words, the old man in white had a look of excitement in his eyes, and quickly took the low-grade spirit weapon from Yang Feng's hand and said, although the white-clothed old man also had a few low-grade spiritual weapons in his hands, the value of the low-grade spiritual weapons was extremely high, and no one would dislike having many low-grade spiritual weapons in his hands. Seeing the movement of the old man in white, Yang Feng smiled slightly, exchanged a few simple greetings with Zhao Hai, then moved his body, soared into the air, and flew towards the west courtyard of Xuanhuan City. Old Zhao, you have made a fortune this time, so you must treat me. Old Zhao, not only do you want to treat guests, but you must also treat them in Qingxiang Pavilion. That's right. Old Zhao must invite you to Qingxiang Pavilion. A top-grade spiritual weapon, Old Zhao is really lucky. Although a top-grade spiritual weapon is good, it is nothing compared to Yang Feng's friendship. That's right. Yang Feng is the peerless arrogance of our Xuanhuan sect, and he is also the registered disciple of the suzerain. In the future, the direct disciple has an unlimited future and will become a great weapon in the future. At that time, Yang Feng can just leak a little bit between his fingers. Let Lao Zhao eat to death. Old Zhao's luck is so good that he invested in a peerless talent with unlimited potential. Today, Lao Zhao must be ruthlessly slaughtered. As soon as Yang Feng left, many elders of Xuanhuan sect's outer sect in the courtyard surrounded Zhao Hai one after another, saying with envy and jealousy on their faces. Chapter 35 The Yang Family Crisis. You are listening at thousand-fold.Audio. The Yang family in Xuanhuan City, in the reception hall, Yang Lin, the patriarch of the Yang family, dressed in commoner clothes and full of white hair, sat on the main seat. The patriarch of the Yang family, Yang Hao, and the elder of the Yang family's stellar Qi realm sat on both sides of the reception hall. A handsome young man dressed in the costume of the inner sect disciple of Xinjian Villa, with a long sword hanging from his waist, slowly entered the reception hall of the Yang family. Casually glanced at Yang Lin, the patriarch of the Yang family, who was above the main seat. His face was full of arrogance. Said, I am Wang Lai, an inner sect disciple of Xinjian Villa. I have taken a fancy to your Yang family's ancestral land. I hope your Yang family can sell it to me. Young Master Wang, there are hundreds of thousands of Yang family members living in the ancestral land of our Yang family, and the ancestors of our Yang family are buried there. Our Yang family cannot sell the ancestral land to you. Yang Lin, the patriarch of the Yang family who was sitting on the main seat, shook his head lightly and refused firmly. Yang Lin, I'm here to inform you today, not to discuss with you. Your Yang family's ancestral land must be sold to me. If you know each other well, you can get 1,000 million gold coins as compensation. If you don't know your acquaintances, maybe one day, your young family in Xuanhuan city will be killed by bandits, and your family will be exterminated, and it will directly become the dust of history. As soon as Yang Lin's voice fell, Wang Lai said in a cold tone, and a strong murderous intent emanated from his body. Young Master Wang, our Xuanhuan city is a city under the jurisdiction of Xuantianzong, not a city under your Xinjian villa. Are you not afraid of Xuantianzong's punishment if you trek so arrogantly? Hearing Wang Lai's murderous words, a flash of anger flashed in Yang Lin's eyes, he suppressed the anger in his heart, and asked loudly. Xuantianzong's punishment? Are you kidding me? Xuantianzong will care about the life and death of your little Yang family? Or, do you think that there is a family disciple of your Yang family who joined Xuantianzong and became an outer disciple of Xuantianzong, and Xuantianzong will have the opportunity to protect your Yang family and give your Yang family a head start? To tell you the truth, Xuantianzong has hundreds of thousands of outer disciples, and their status in Xuantianzong's inner sect is very low. Not to mention the family where the outer disciple belongs to, even if the outer disciple dies, Xuantianzong will not care about it, let alone avenge the outer disciple. As long as my hands and feet are clean and I don't destroy your Yang family's whole family openly, Xuantianzong will not care about your Yang family's life or death. So, you Yang family had better sell me the ancestral land honestly, otherwise don't blame me, Wang Lai, for being cruel. Hearing Yang Lin's questioning, Wang Lai retorted with disdain. Our Yang family is not frightened. If you have the ability, you can destroy our Yang family. That's right. Our Yang family would rather die in battle than sell our ancestral land to you. You should die. Our Yang family will never sell their ancestral land. What you say is better than what you sing. If you didn't care about Xuantianzong, why did you come here to threaten our Yang family? Isn't it good to just kill our Yang family? Let me tell you, the disciples of our Yang family who worship Xiantian sect, although they are only outer disciples of Xiantian sect, have outstanding talents, and they will be promoted to inner disciples or even true disciples in a short time. If you dare to attack our Yang family, that disciple of our Yang family will definitely destroy your Wang Lai family in the future and avenge our Yang family. Our Yang family can develop to the scale it is today. It is our Yang family who have fought with swords and swords from generation to generation. If you have the ability, just come, and our Yang family will follow. Hearing Wang Lai's arrogant words, the elders of the Yang family who were sitting on both sides of the living room stood up one after another, and shouted loudly with resentment on their faces. Their eyes were full of cold light. If they knew that their strength was not as good as others, these young parents would have taken action long ago and beheaded Wang Lai, an arrogant and domineering guy, on the spot. Are you trying to die? Hearing the scolding from the elders of the Yang family, Wang Lai's eyes flashed fiercely, and he said threateningly in a cold tone. While speaking, Wang Lai's mana surged all over his body, and strong waves of mana radiated from his body and spread to the surroundings, causing the faces of the Yang Jiagong elders on both sides of the living room to change greatly, and they hurriedly agitated the gangsters in their bodies. He tried his best to resist Wang Lai's imposing coercion. Enough. Young Master Wang, our Yang family's ancestral land will not be sold, please go back. Feeling Wang Lai's imposing manner, Ong Lin, who was sitting on the main seat, had a fierce light in his eyes, and shouted loudly. While speaking, a terrifying mana fluctuation emanated from Yang Lin's body, blocking Wang Lai's imposing manner. Yang Lin, your Yang family made a wrong choice, just wait for the family to be wiped out. Feeling the coercion of Yang Lin's body, Wang Lai's eyes flashed fiercely. He gave Yang Lin a hard look, then turned and walked out. Yang Hao, what did the city lord say? After Wang Lai left, Yang Lin, who was sitting on the main seat, asked Yang Hao, the head of the Yang family. Old ancestor, the city lord suggested that our Yang family sell the ancestral land to Wang Lai. According to the report from our Yang family's spies, Wang Lai lives in the city lord's mansion. Obviously, the city lord has colluded with Wang Lai. It is impossible for our Yang family to rely on the city lord to deal with Wang Lai, Yang Hao said with a bitter face. The ancestral land of the Yang family is the root of our Yang family, and it must not be sold to Wang Lai. However, Wang Lai's threat must be guarded against. Yang Hao, you immediately select the elite disciples of our Yang family, send elite guards, and send them, along with Yang Feng's parents, to Xiantian City to find Yang Feng. With Yang Feng here, these disciples of the Yang family who entered Xiantian City can be protected, and they don't have to be afraid of the threat of Wang Lai, a disciple of the Divine Sword Villa. Hearing Yang Hao's words, Yang Lin thought for a while and said softly, "Yes, old man." Yang Hao responded respectfully, got up and left the reception hall. The other elders of the Yang family also got up and walked out of the reception hall. Soon, an elite disciple of the Yang family and elite guards were called together. Numerous precious medicines such as gold, silver and soft, Jinyuan pill and Lingyuan pill were also collected by the Yang family. At the same time, a group of elite guards from the Yang family went to the small courtyard where Yang Feng's parents lived, preparing to escort Yang Feng's parents away. "Father, mother, where are you going?" Yang Feng, who had just returned home, looked at Yang De and Zhao Xia who were about to go out with big bags. A look of surprise flashed in his eyes, and he asked involuntarily, "Xiaofeng, aren't you practicing in Xuantianzong? Why did you come back suddenly?" Looking at Yang Feng who suddenly appeared at the door, Yang De did not answer Yang Feng's question, but asked involuntarily, "Father, I was promoted to an inner disciple in Xuantianzong, and the sect gave me 3 months of family leave. I'll come back to see you two are old." Yang Feng responded softly. "Xiaofeng, you have been promoted to the inner disciple of Xiantian sect, so you should not be afraid of the threats from the inner disciples of Xinjian Villa." Hearing Yang Feng's words, Yang De's eyes lit up, and he asked expectantly, "Father, are some inner disciples from Xinjian Villa threatening you?" As soon as Yang De's voice fell, Yang Feng's face changed slightly, his eyes flashed fiercely, and he asked softly. Chapter 36. You are listening at novelfold.audio. Wang Lai, an inner disciple of Xinjian Villa, wants to buy our Yang family's ancestral land with 1,000 million gold coins. If our Yang family doesn't sell it, he will destroy the Yang family's sect. Wang Lai, an inner disciple of Xinjian Villa, has such courage. Yang Feng looked at Yang Hao, the head of the Yang family, and asked with a look of shock. Yang Feng really didn't expect Wang Lai to be so arrogant, daring to threaten to destroy the Yang family in Xiaoguang City within the Xuantianzong sphere of influence. "You know, this is a serious provocation to Xuantianzong. Don't say that Wang Lai is just an inner disciple of Xinjian Villa. Even if Wang Lai is a true disciple of Xinjian Villa, he will be directly suppressed and killed by the strong Xuantianzong." Well, Wang Lai did say so. According to our Yang family's investigation, Wang Lai has colluded with the city lord's mansion. If our Yang family is destroyed, it is very likely that the city lord's mansion will push us to bandits and bandits. Xuantianzong may not investigate deeply. At the same time, according to our Yang family's speculation, there is a high probability that Wang Lai will be supported by someone behind him. Otherwise, with just one Wang Lai, the city lord's mansion is unlikely to cooperate with him. Yang Hao said helplessly. "I see. I will go to the city lord's mansion to find Wang Lai, and ask him face to face, who gave him the courage to threaten to destroy our Yang family." Hearing Yang Hao's words, Yang Feng's eyes flickered fiercely, and he said in a cold tone, after finishing speaking, Yang Feng got up and walked out of the Yang family compound. "Yang Feng, let me go with you." Seeing Yang Feng's movements, Yang Lin, the patriarch of the Yang family, got up and said. Afterwards, Yang Feng and Yang Lin soared into the sky and flew towards the city lord's mansion. "Wang Lai, get out." After Yang Feng flew near the city lord's mansion, he immediately mobilized the mana in his body and shouted loudly. The loud voice spread throughout the area with a radius of tens of miles, attracting the attention of countless people. "Isn't that Yang Lin, the patriarch of the Yang family? Why did he go to the city lord's mansion? Isn't the person next to Yang Lin Yang Feng who worshipped Xuantianzong? Yang Feng seemed to be a true energy warrior a few months ago. Worry. In just a few months, Yang Feng has become a mana cultivator, and his talent is too good. Aren't you talking nonsense? Yang Feng's talent is not good, can he join Xuanhuan? Looking at Yang Feng's murderous look, is he trying to provoke the city lord? Looking at Yang Lin and Yang Feng in the sky, the nearby pedestrians and warriors began to discuss, their eyes flashing with anticipation. Yang Feng, isn't it too rude and impolite for you to call me by my name like this? At this time, Wang Lai flew out of the city lord's mansion, looked at Yang Feng with displeasure and said, Wang Lai is very depressed now. He really didn't expect Yang Feng to become a cultivator at the Mana realm, and was promoted to be an inner disciple of Shantian's sect. Wang Lai doesn't have to care about Xuanhuan's outer disciple, he can find someone to kill him secretly, but Wang Lai, the inner disciple of Shantian's sect, has no way to deal with him. If one is not good, Wang Lai will stumble. This is also the reason for Wang Lai's headache and depression. Rude? No manners? You don't need to be polite to a mean and shameless villain like you. Tell me, who told you to buy our Yang family's ancestral land? Say it, and I can spare your life, but at most, I can abolish your cultivation. If you don't say anything, I'll just abolish you, and then use secret techniques to force questions, making your life worse than death. Yang Feng said with a fierce face, his tone was full of cold murderous intent. Abolish me? Do you have that ability? For Xuanhuan's sake, I should be more polite to you. You dare to threaten me. You are courting death. Today, I will teach you a good lesson for Xuanhuan, and let you know that there is a sky beyond the sky, and there are people beyond people. Hearing Yang Feng's icy words, Wang Lai's heart was full of murderous intent. With a cold snort, he mobilized the mana in his body, urged a high-grade magic weapon long sword, and stabbed towards Yang Feng's body. You dare to attack me, you are courting death. Facing the attack of Wang Lai's high-grade magic weapon, Yang Feng let out an angry roar, aroused the magic power in his body, urged the low-grade magic weapon Fire Crow Sword, and went up to him, boom. With a crisp sound, the high-grade treasure, the Fire Crow Sword, collided with Wang Lai's high-grade magic weapon, and the terrifying power erupted instantly, cutting off the high-grade magic weapon. Immediately afterwards, the low-grade treasure, the Fire Crow Sword, slashed straight at Wang Lai with terrifying power. Inferior treasure, seeing the horror of the Fire Crow Sword, and feeling the powerful aura emanating from the Fire Crow Sword, Wang Lai's expression changed drastically, and he couldn't help but exclaimed. Amidst the exclamation, Wang Lai quickly sacrificed a defensive magic weapon, trying to resist the attack of the Fire Crow Sword. However, the defensive magic weapon Wang Lai sacrificed didn't hold up even for a second, and was instantly destroyed by the Fire Crow Sword. What? At this time, the Fire Crow Sword cut off Wang Lai's arms with a sharp edge, causing him to let out a series of shrill screams. Stop! When Yang Feng was about to urge the Fire Crow Sword to cut off Wang Lai's legs, a loud voice came from the city lord's mansion. An old man in gorgeous clothes flew up from the city lord's mansion and flew towards Wang Lai, trying to save him. However, before the old man got close to Wang Lai's side, Wang Lai's legs were cut off by the Fire Crow Sword, and his body was tied up by a flame rope, which was pulled to Yang Feng's side. Yang Feng, you are in broad daylight and in full view of the public, killing people for no reason. Do you still have the king's law in your eyes? Seeing this scene, the old man in Huai's eyes flickered fiercely, and he yelled loudly with anger on his face. When Wang Liaqiang bought our Yang family's ancestral land and threatened to destroy our Yang family, why didn't you say Wang Fa? Our Yang family asks you for help, hoping that you will reconcile and protect our Yang family's safety, but you suggest that our Yang family compromise and sell the Yang family's ancestral land at a low price. Why didn't you say Wang Fa? Now, I'm going to kill Wang Lai, so you stand up and tell me the king's law. Don't you think it's ridiculous? Tell you, in Xuanhuan City, what I, Yang Feng, is Wang Fa. You, the so-called lord of Xuanhuan City, are a waste, a despicable, shameless bastard who deserves death. The old man in Chinese clothes not far from Yang Feng scolded with a murderous look on his face. Yang Feng, you are lawless, I must report to the kingdom and let His Majesty the King suppress you. Hearing Yang Feng's words, the gorgeous old man was furious, resisting the urge to do something, and shouted in a cold tone. You don't have that chance. Everyone who plots against our Yang family deserves to die, so go to hell with me. Looking at the gorgeous old man with an angry face, Yang Feng snorted coldly, the mana surged in his body, and the fire crow's sword instantly became brighter, turning into a streamer of red, easily piercing through the gorgeous old man's head under the terrified eyes of the gorgeous old man, making it blood-spattered and died tragically on the spot.